Welcome to Critical Thinking Mastery. This essential guide will help you develop critical thinking skills that are crucial for effective decision-making and problem-solving. Skills that are vital for personal and professional success. You'll learn how to identify and overcome biases, challenge assumptions, engage with diverse perspectives, and build mental resilience. This audiobook is perfect for students, professionals, or anyone seeking self-improvement. It empowers you to achieve your goals and thrive in all areas of life. Let's embark on this transformative journey together and discover how critical thinking can elevate every part of your life. Chapter 1: Introduction to Critical Thinking. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly navigate life's challenges, while others struggle to make even simple decisions? The answer lies in the power of critical thinking. This transformative skill is the key to unlocking your full potential, both personally and professionally. But what exactly is critical thinking, and why is it so crucial in today's fast-paced, information-saturated world? Critical thinking is often misunderstood. It's not about being argumentative or dismissive of others' ideas. Instead, it's a disciplined approach to thinking, one that involves analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing information to form well-reasoned judgments and decisions. It's the ability to step back from immediate reactions and examine situations objectively, considering multiple perspectives and potential outcomes. Many people mistakenly believe that critical thinking is an innate talent, something you either have or you don't. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Critical thinking is a skill, one that can be developed and strengthened over time, much like a muscle that grows stronger with regular exercise. By cultivating this skill, you'll find yourself better equipped to solve complex problems, make informed decisions, and handle the uncertainties of life with confidence. The benefits of mastering critical thinking extend beyond the classroom or workplace. In your personal life, it can help you build stronger relationships by improving communication skills and empathy. You'll be better able to understand different viewpoints, resolve conflicts, and make decisions that align with your values and goals. Professionally, critical thinking is increasingly sought after by employers across all industries. It's the skill that sets leaders and innovators apart from those who simply follow instructions. As you begin this journey to enhance your critical thinking skills, you'll discover it's not just about changing how you think. It's about transforming your entire approach to life. You'll learn to question assumptions, challenge your own biases, and approach problems with creativity and open-mindedness. This book will guide you through that transformation, providing practical tools, exercises, and insights to help you develop a critical thinking mindset. In the chapters that follow, we'll explore the foundations of critical thinking, delve into logical reasoning, and uncover hidden biases that can cloud our judgment. You'll learn powerful techniques for problem-solving, decision-making, and effective communication. But before we dive into these topics, we must first turn our attention inward. For truly mastering critical thinking, we must first understand the complex landscape of our own minds. As we close this introductory chapter, ask yourself, are you ready to challenge your assumptions, expand your perspective, and unlock your full potential? The journey ahead may not always be easy, but the rewards are immeasurable. If you enjoyed this introduction and want to keep developing a stronger, more focused mindset, make sure to subscribe to Gravitas Mindset and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss out on the rest of this transformative journey. Chapter 2: Understanding your thought patterns. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a vast, unexplored territory. Within its borders lie hidden treasures of insight and creativity, but also treacherous pitfalls of bias and misconception. To navigate this complex landscape effectively, you must first become familiar with its terrain. This is where the journey of critical thinking truly begins, with self-awareness. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of critical thinking. It's the ability to observe your own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors as if you were an impartial spectator. Developing this skill allows you to recognize patterns in your thinking, identify your strengths and weaknesses, and understand how your experiences and beliefs shape your perceptions of the world around you. One powerful technique for developing self-awareness is mindfulness. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings in the present moment, without judgment. This can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and observe the flow of your thoughts. As you do this regularly, you'll start to notice recurring themes, emotional triggers, and habitual thought patterns that may have gone unnoticed before. Another valuable tool for understanding your thought patterns is reflective journaling. Writing down your thoughts, experiences, and reactions creates a tangible record of your inner world. Over time, this record can reveal insights into your decision-making processes, emotional responses, and underlying beliefs. You might notice, for example, a tendency to jump to conclusions or a habit of catastrophizing minor setbacks. As you become more aware of your thought patterns, you'll likely encounter some uncomfortable truths. We all have cognitive biases, systematic errors in thinking that lead to irrational judgments and decisions. These biases are deeply ingrained and often operate below the level of conscious awareness. For instance, confirmation bias leads us to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence, while the availability heuristic causes us to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily remembered or imagined. Recognizing these biases in yourself can be challenging, but it's a crucial step in developing critical thinking skills. By acknowledging your biases, you can begin to counteract their influence on your decision-making and problem-solving processes. One effective way to uncover hidden biases and assumptions is to seek feedback from others. This requires a willingness to be vulnerable and open to criticism, qualities essential for personal growth. Ask trusted friends, colleagues, or mentors for their honest opinions about your strengths and weaknesses. Their perspectives can provide valuable insights that you might miss through self-reflection alone. As you delve deeper into understanding your thought patterns, you'll likely encounter resistance from your own mind. It's natural to feel defensive or uncomfortable when confronting long-held beliefs or habits. But remember, this discomfort is a sign of growth. Embracing it is key to developing the mental flexibility necessary for critical thinking. By the end of this chapter, you should have a clearer picture of the complex landscape of your mind. But this is just the beginning. As we move forward, you'll learn how to use this self-awareness as a foundation for developing more advanced critical thinking skills. In the next chapter, we'll explore the fundamental principles of critical thinking, equipping you with the tools to navigate even the most challenging intellectual terrain. Chapter 3: The Fundamentals of Critical Thinking. Picture yourself as an explorer, standing at the edge of an uncharted wilderness. The terrain before you represents your own mind, and the map in your hand is critical thinking. Like any skilled explorer, you need more than just a map. You need the right tools and strategies to navigate this challenging landscape. At the heart of critical thinking lies logical reasoning. Logical reasoning is the process of drawing conclusions based on evidence and sound argumentation. At its core, it involves identifying premises, the foundational information or assumptions you start with, and following them through to their logical conclusions. While this concept might sound abstract, it's something we use daily, often without realizing it. For example, consider this simple syllogism: all cats are mammals. Fluffy is a cat. Therefore, Fluffy is a mammal. This is a basic form of deductive reasoning where, if the premises are true, the conclusion must also be true. As we delve deeper into logical reasoning, you'll learn how to recognize and construct more complex arguments, as well as identify flaws in reasoning known as logical fallacies. Logical fallacies are errors in thinking that lead to false conclusions, even when the premises appear to make sense. Some common fallacies include the ad hominem attack, where one dismisses an argument based on personal characteristics of the speaker rather than the argument itself. The false dichotomy, which presents only two options when other alternatives exist, and the slippery slope, which assumes one event will lead to a series of related events without evidence to support this connection. By learning to recognize these fallacies, you'll not only be able to spot flaws in others' arguments but also avoid them in your own thinking. This skill is invaluable in an age where we are constantly bombarded with persuasive messaging, from advertisements to political rhetoric. But logical reasoning alone isn't enough. Critical thinking also requires a commitment to evidence-based thinking. Evidence-based thinking means basing your conclusions on verifiable facts and reliable data rather than personal beliefs, emotions, or anecdotes. This approach involves seeking out high-quality sources of information, evaluating the credibility of evidence, and being willing to change your mind when presented with compelling new information. Developing this evidence-based mindset requires cultivating several key attitudes: curiosity, open-mindedness, and intellectual humility. Curiosity drives us to ask questions, seek out new information, and explore alternative perspectives. Open-mindedness allows us to consider ideas that may challenge our existing beliefs, and intellectual humility is the recognition that our knowledge is always incomplete and that we can learn from others, even and especially when we disagree with them. Together, these attitudes form what we might call a critical thinking mindset, a mindset characterized by a willingness to question assumptions, a healthy skepticism toward unsupported claims, and a commitment to continuous learning and growth. Developing this mindset isn't always easy. It requires us to step outside our comfort zones, confront our own biases, and sometimes admit that we were wrong. But the rewards are immense. With a critical thinking mindset, you'll be better equipped to navigate complex issues, make informed decisions, and engage meaningfully with diverse perspectives. As we conclude this chapter, you should have a solid grasp of the fundamental principles of critical thinking. You understand the importance of logical reasoning and evidence-based thinking, and you're developing the attitudes necessary for a critical thinking mindset. But knowing these principles is just the beginning. To truly master critical thinking, we must apply these skills in the face of one of the greatest challenges to clear thinking: our own cognitive biases. In the next chapter, we'll delve into the fascinating world of cognitive biases, exploring how they influence our thinking and learning powerful strategies to overcome them. Prepare to uncover the hidden influences on your thoughts and discover how you can reclaim control of your mental landscape. Chapter 4: Overcoming Cognitive Biases. Imagine you're playing a game of chess, confident in your strategy and anticipating your opponent's moves. Suddenly, you realize that half the pieces on your side of the board have been invisible to you all along. This scenario mirrors the challenge we face with cognitive biases, hidden influences on our mental board that affect our decisions and judgments without our awareness. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that shape our judgments and decision-making. These biases aren't flaws in intelligence. They're the natural byproducts of our brain's need to simplify complex information. While these mental shortcuts or heuristics often help us navigate daily life quickly and efficiently, they can lead us astray in situations requiring critical thinking. The first step to overcoming these biases is to recognize and understand them. One of the most pervasive biases is confirmation bias, our tendency to search for, interpret, and recall information in ways that confirm our existing beliefs. This bias can cause us to dismiss new information, disregard alternative viewpoints, or overlook contrary evidence. For instance, if you firmly believe a particular diet is the best for health, you might focus only on studies that support this view while ignoring studies that offer a different perspective. This selective attention can narrow our understanding and lead us to make decisions based on incomplete information. Another common bias is the anchoring effect, where we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we encounter when making decisions. This initial reference point can significantly shape our perceptions and actions, even if it's arbitrary. Imagine negotiating the price of a car. The first price you hear often influences what you consider a reasonable deal, even if that initial figure is unreasonably high. Recognizing the impact of the anchoring effect can help us approach situations with greater objectivity, ensuring that our decisions are guided by reason rather than by arbitrary starting points. The availability heuristic is yet another bias that affects our thinking. This bias leads us to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily remembered or vividly imagined. For example, many people fear flying more than driving, despite the fact that car accidents are statistically far more dangerous. The dramatic and highly publicized nature of plane crashes makes them more memorable, causing us to mistakenly perceive them as more common than they actually are. Recognizing these biases in ourselves is challenging but essential. Awareness alone, however, isn't enough. We also need strategies to counteract their influence. One powerful approach is to actively seek out information that challenges your existing beliefs. This doesn't mean you need to change your mind on every issue, but rather that you give fair consideration to opposing viewpoints. Try following news sources or engaging with thought leaders who hold different perspectives from your own. Engage in respectful debates and discussions with people who may not share your views. The goal isn't to win these discussions, but to broaden your understanding. Another effective strategy for overcoming biases is to practice mental flexibility. This involves deliberately considering alternative explanations or outcomes for a given situation. When you find yourself jumping to a conclusion, pause and ask, what other possibilities am I not considering? This simple question can open up new avenues of thought and help you avoid the pitfalls of narrow thinking. Developing a habit of seeking diverse perspectives can also help combat biases. When making significant decisions, consult with people who have different backgrounds, experiences, or areas of expertise than your own. Their insights can help you identify blind spots in your thinking and bring to light factors you may have overlooked. Additionally, cultivating intellectual humility, the recognition that your knowledge is always incomplete and that you can learn from others, is key to effectively countering biases. This mindset makes it easier to admit when you're wrong and to adjust your thinking in light of new evidence. Remember, changing your mind isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of growth and intellectual maturity. As you work to overcome cognitive biases, you'll likely encounter resistance from your own mind. Our biases are deeply ingrained, and challenging them can feel uncomfortable or even threatening. But this discomfort is a positive sign that you're stepping outside your mental comfort zone, a place where true growth happens. By the end of this chapter, you should have a clearer understanding of common cognitive biases and the strategies to counteract them. You're developing the mental flexibility and open-mindedness necessary to see beyond your own perspective and consider alternative viewpoints. But recognizing biases and thinking flexibly are just part of the critical thinking toolkit. To truly master these skills, we need to apply them to real-world challenges. In the next chapter, we'll explore effective problem-solving techniques that will allow you to approach complex issues systematically and creatively. Get ready to learn how to break down seemingly insurmountable problems into manageable parts in Gene. Chapter 5. Effective problem-solving techniques. Imagine standing before a giant, tangled knot. At first glance, it seems impossibly complex, with no clear beginning or end. This knot represents the challenging problems we often face in life. Daunting, intricate, and seemingly unsolvable. But with the right techniques, even the most complex knots can be unraveled. The first step in effective problem-solving is to clearly define the issue at hand. Often, what appears to be a single problem is actually a cluster of interconnected issues. By breaking down the larger problem into smaller, more manageable components, you can start to see potential solutions more clearly. This process, known as problem decomposition, is like isolating individual threads in our metaphorical knot. For example, if you're facing a major decision at work, consider breaking it down into parts. What are the financial implications? How will it affect team morale? What are the risks involved? Identifying each component allows you to address the pieces individually, which often reveals a clearer path forward. Once you've identified the core components of the problem, it's time to gather information. This step is crucial and often overlooked. Many people rush to solve problems without fully understanding them, leading to ineffective solutions. Cast a wide net in your information gathering. Seek out multiple perspectives, consult experts if possible, and look for patterns or trends that might provide insight into the root causes of the problem. By thoroughly understanding the issue, you're setting yourself up for a more accurate and impactful solution. With a clear understanding of the problem and relevant information in hand, the next step is to generate potential solutions. This is where creativity comes into play. Brainstorming is a powerful tool for this stage. The key to effective brainstorming is to suspend judgment initially and encourage a free flow of ideas, no matter how outlandish they may seem. Remember, sometimes the most innovative solutions come from seemingly crazy ideas that spark new ways of thinking. Once you have a list of potential solutions, it's time to evaluate them critically. This is where your critical thinking skills come into full effect. Consider the pros and cons of each solution, their feasibility, potential outcomes, and any unintended consequences. Objectivity is crucial here, as it helps prevent personal preferences or biases from clouding your judgment. If possible, rank your options based on factors such as cost, time, resources required, and potential impact. After a thorough evaluation, select the most promising solution and develop an implementation plan. Break down the solution into actionable steps, assign responsibilities if you're working with a team, and set clear timelines. But remember, problem solving doesn't end with implementation. It's crucial to monitor the results and be prepared to make adjustments if needed. Effective problem solving is an iterative process. Sometimes the first solution needs fine-tuning, and being open to this flexibility is key. One of the most powerful problem-solving techniques is the ability to reframe the problem. Sometimes the way we define an issue limits our ability to solve it. By looking at the issue from different angles or perspectives, we might uncover innovative solutions that we hadn't considered before. For example, if a business is struggling with low employee engagement, reframing the problem might involve asking, what motivates our employees? Or how can we create a work environment that fosters motivation, rather than focusing solely on superficial incentives? Reframing helps you see the problem in a new light, often revealing overlooked factors or opportunities. As you develop your problem-solving skills, you'll likely encounter obstacles. Feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or frustrated is a normal part of the process. When this happens, take a step back and give yourself some mental space. Sometimes the solution becomes clear when we stop actively trying to force it. You might find it helpful to work on a different task or take a short break before returning to the problem with fresh eyes. By the end of this chapter, you should have a robust toolkit for tackling complex problems. You understand the importance of clearly defining issues, gathering comprehensive information, brainstorming creative solutions, and evaluating your options objectively. But effective problem solving is just one piece of the critical thinking puzzle. To truly master these skills, we need to know how to analyze information and arguments with precision and clarity. In the next chapter, we'll delve into the art of analyzing information and arguments, equipping you with tools to separate fact from fiction and solid reasoning from fallacious logic. Prepare to sharpen your critical eye as we continue this journey of mastering your mind. Rate innovative solutions. The journey continues. Chapter 6. Analyzing information and arguments. Picture yourself as a detective standing at the scene of an intellectual mystery. In front of you lies a tangled web of claims, evidence, and conclusions. Your task? To untangle this web, separate truth from assumption, and expose faulty reasoning. This is the essence of analyzing information and arguments, a skill at the heart of critical thinking. At the core of this skill is the ability to break down an argument into its basic components. Every argument, no matter how complex, can be distilled into three essential parts: claims, premises, and conclusions. Claims are the assertions about what is true or what should be done. Premises are the reasons or evidence provided to support the claims. And the conclusion is what the argument is ultimately trying to convince you to believe. For example, consider the statement, "All dogs are mammals. Fido is a dog. Therefore, Fido is a mammal." Here, all dogs are mammals and Fido is a dog are the premises, while Fido is a mammal is the conclusion. By breaking down arguments in this way, you can more easily evaluate their strengths and identify any weaknesses. Once you've identified the components of an argument, the next step is to evaluate the evidence. This involves asking critical questions such as, is the evidence relevant to the claim? Is it reliable and from a credible source? Is it sufficient to support the conclusion? Be cautious of anecdotal evidence or cherry-picked data that might not present the full picture. For instance, if someone claims that a particular diet is beneficial because it worked for them personally, this doesn't necessarily mean it's effective for everyone. The more rigorous the evidence, the more compelling the argument becomes. As you analyze arguments, you'll also encounter various patterns in reasoning. Some of these patterns strengthen an argument, while others, known as logical fallacies, weaken it. Logical fallacies are common errors in reasoning that lead to flawed conclusions, even when the premises seem reasonable. For example, the slippery slope fallacy assumes that one event will inevitably lead to a series of related events without providing evidence for this connection. Statements like, "If we allow this new policy, it will eventually lead to chaos," often rely on this faulty reasoning. Another common fallacy is correlation versus causation. Just because two things occur together doesn't mean one caused the other. For example, there might be a correlation between ice cream sales and the number of drownings, but that doesn't mean ice cream causes drownings. Instead, both may increase during summer months due to warmer weather, illustrating the importance of distinguishing between correlation and causation. As you hone your skills in analyzing arguments, you'll also need to be alert to hidden assumptions and unstated premises. Often, what isn't said in an argument can be just as significant as what is. For instance, someone might argue, "We should cut taxes to stimulate economic growth." This argument assumes that lower taxes will always lead to growth, an assumption that should be examined critically. Identifying these unstated assumptions allows you to ask better questions and arrive at a more balanced understanding of the issue. Developing these analytical skills takes practice. Start by applying them in everyday situations. Analyze advertisements, political speeches, or opinion pieces in the news. As you do this, you'll likely discover that many arguments which initially seem persuasive don't hold up under scrutiny. This process of careful analysis helps prevent you from being swayed by weak arguments and instead strengthens your ability to form well-founded conclusions. Remember, the goal of analyzing arguments isn't to win debates or to find flaws for the sake of criticism. Instead, it's about developing a clearer understanding of complex issues and making more informed decisions. By sharpening your analytical skills, you're equipping yourself to navigate the vast sea of information we encounter daily, separating valuable insights from misleading claims and identifying reasoning that's sound from reasoning that falls short. As we close this chapter, you should feel more confident in your ability to break down and evaluate arguments. You understand the importance of identifying claims, premises, and conclusions, evaluating evidence, and recognizing common patterns and flaws in reasoning. However, in our increasingly interconnected world, effective critical thinking requires more than just analyzing individual arguments. In the next chapter, we'll explore strategies for engaging with diverse perspectives, building empathy, and integrating multiple viewpoints into your decision-making process. Prepare to expand your critical thinking toolkit by embracing the complexity and richness of differing opinions. Let's continue this journey with an open mind as we move forward. Chapter 7. Engaging with diverse perspectives. Imagine stepping into a grand hall where each wall is painted in a different color, each hue representing a unique perspective on the world. As you walk through the room, your view shifts, revealing a kaleidoscope of colors and shades you hadn't noticed before. This spectrum of viewpoints is not unlike the range of human perspectives we encounter in our increasingly interconnected world. And just like the vibrant colors on each wall, each perspective has the power to enrich and expand our understanding, if we're willing to engage with them. The value of diverse perspectives cannot be overstated. When we expose ourselves to viewpoints different from our own, we challenge our assumptions, broaden our understanding, and often arrive at more nuanced and robust solutions to complex problems. Think of it like adding new colors to your palette. The more colors you have, the richer and more vibrant your picture of the world becomes. But engaging with diverse perspectives isn't always easy. It requires stepping out of our comfort zones and confronting ideas that may challenge our deeply held beliefs. This can be uncomfortable, unsettling even, but it's precisely this discomfort that often leads to the most significant growth and insight. As the saying goes, great things never come from comfort zones. One powerful strategy for seeking out alternative perspectives is to deliberately expose yourself to sources of information that challenge your existing views. If you lean liberal, consider reading conservative publications, and vice versa. If you're a scientist, engage with literature in the humanities, and if you're in the humanities, delve into the world of scientific research. The goal here isn't to change your mind on every issue, but to understand different viewpoints and the reasoning behind them. The more you understand these varied perspectives, the better equipped you are to navigate a world rich with diversity. As you engage with different perspectives, it's crucial to practice active listening. This means truly hearing what others are saying, rather than simply waiting for your turn to speak. Try to understand not just what someone is saying, but why they're saying it. Ask yourself, what experiences have shaped their viewpoint? What values or assumptions underlie their position? By asking these questions, you tap into the heart of their perspective, giving you a fuller understanding of their beliefs and motivations. Building empathy is another cornerstone of engaging with diverse perspectives. Empathy allows us to see the world through someone else's eyes, even if we don't agree with their conclusions. It helps us recognize that most people, regardless of their views, are trying to do what they believe is right based on their own understanding and experiences. This empathy doesn't mean that you have to abandon your values or agree with everyone. Instead, it allows you to connect with others on a human level, fostering mutual respect and understanding. One effective technique for building empathy and understanding diverse perspectives is the practice of steelmaning. This is the opposite of strawmanning, where we simplify or exaggerate someone's argument to make it easier to refute. In steelmaning, you attempt to articulate the strongest possible version of someone else's argument, even if you ultimately disagree with it. This exercise not only helps you understand their perspective, but also strengthens your own critical thinking by forcing you to engage with the most compelling version of opposing views. As you become more adept at engaging with diverse perspectives, you'll find that your decision-making becomes both more challenging and more rewarding. You'll have a richer set of options to consider and a more nuanced understanding of the potential consequences of your choices. A useful technique for integrating multiple perspectives in decision-making is to play devil's advocate with yourself or your team. Deliberately argue against your preferred option, or assign team members to advocate for different perspectives. This can help uncover potential flaws in your thinking and lead to more balanced, robust decisions. It's important to note that engaging with diverse perspectives doesn't mean abandoning your values or beliefs. The goal is not to achieve a bland consensus where all viewpoints are seen as equally valid. Rather, it's about enriching your understanding, challenging your assumptions, and arriving at more thoughtful and well-reasoned positions. By recognizing the merits in others' perspectives, you develop a more flexible, adaptable mindset that strengthens your capacity for empathy and insight. As we conclude this chapter, you should have a deeper appreciation for the value of diverse perspectives and some practical strategies for engaging with them. You understand the importance of active listening, building empathy, and integrating multiple viewpoints into your decision-making process. This is the foundation of intellectual humility and the doorway to a richer, more profound understanding of the world. But engaging with diverse perspectives is just one part of effective decision-making. To truly master this crucial skill, we need to explore a range of decision-making strategies that can help us navigate even the most complex choices. Slightly slower tone, reflective pause in the next chapter. We'll dive into powerful decision-making techniques that will equip you to tackle both everyday choices and life-changing decisions with clarity, wisdom, and confidence, even in the face of uncertainty. Prepare to elevate your decision-making to the next level as we continue this transformative journey together. Chapter 8. Decision-making strategies for success. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads, with countless paths stretching out before you. Each path represents a potential decision, but the landscape ahead is shrouded in mist and uncertainty. This is the essence of decision-making, choosing a path forward when the outcome isn't fully clear, and the stakes may be high. In this chapter, we'll explore strategies to help you navigate this complex terrain with confidence, clarity, and wisdom. Effective decision-making is a process, not a single moment of choice. It begins with clearly defining the decision that needs to be made and gathering all relevant information. While this might seem obvious, many poor decisions stem from failing to properly frame the problem or collect adequate data. Take the time to fully understand the scope of your decision and ensure you have as much relevant information as possible. For example, if you're considering a career change, ask yourself, what motivates this decision? What are the potential benefits and challenges? What skills or resources will you need? A well-defined problem is often halfway to being solved. Once you've framed your decision, the next step is to identify and evaluate your options. This is where critical thinking skills come into play. Consider each option's potential outcomes, both short-term and long-term. What are the risks and benefits of each choice? How do these options align with your values and goals? In this stage, remember to be creative. Don't just limit yourself to the obvious choices. Often, the most innovative solutions come from exploring alternatives that may not initially appear straightforward. A powerful tool for evaluating options is the decision matrix. This involves listing your options and criteria that are important to the decision, then scoring each option against these criteria. For example, if you're deciding on a new job opportunity, criteria might include salary, work-life balance, opportunities for growth, and company culture. Assigning a score to each option on each criterion can help you objectively compare complex choices, ultimately guiding you toward the option that best meets your needs. As you evaluate options, it's essential to strike a balance between logic and intuition. While it's important to analyze the facts and data, don't discount your gut feelings. Intuition is often the result of subconscious pattern recognition based on past experiences. If something feels off, there may be a reason that your conscious mind hasn't yet fully processed. The key is to use both logic and intuition in a balanced way, rather than relying solely on one or the other. Another crucial aspect of decision-making is managing uncertainty. In many situations, we simply don't have all the information we'd like. One strategy for dealing with this is scenario planning. This involves imagining different possible futures and considering how your decision might play out in each scenario. What if your chosen path doesn't go as planned? Are there contingencies or adjustments you could make along the way? By mentally preparing for a range of outcomes, you reduce the likelihood of being caught off guard by unexpected developments. It's also essential to be aware of common decision-making pitfalls. Analysis paralysis is one of the most prevalent traps. getting so caught up in gathering information and evaluating options that you never actually make a decision. In many cases, making a timely decision is more important than making a perfect one. If you find yourself stuck in analysis paralysis, remind yourself that action, even imperfect action, can create momentum that propels you forward. Another pitfall is groupthink, where the desire for harmony or conformity in a group results in irrational or dysfunctional decision-making. To combat this, encourage dissenting opinions and consider appointing a devil's advocate to challenge the group's assumptions. Remember, the goal isn't to create conflict, but to ensure that all perspectives are considered, which leads to stronger, more balanced decisions. As you develop your decision-making skills, there will inevitably be times when you feel stuck or overwhelmed. When this happens, try using techniques like the 5 whys, where you repeatedly ask why to get to the root of a problem, or the Eisenhower matrix, where you prioritize decisions based on importance and urgency. Sometimes, simply changing how you frame the problem can lead to breakthrough insights. Remember, the goal of these decision-making strategies isn't to eliminate all risk or uncertainty from your choices. Rather, it's to empower you to make well-reasoned, informed decisions that align with your values and goals. Even with the best process, there will always be an element of uncertainty. The key is to be comfortable with this uncertainty and ready to adapt as new information becomes available. As we conclude this chapter, you should feel equipped with a range of strategies to enhance your decision-making. You understand the importance of framing problems clearly, gathering information, evaluating options objectively, and managing uncertainty. But effective decision-making is only one piece of the puzzle. To truly thrive in a complex and ever-changing world, we need to develop mental resilience, the ability to adapt, learn, and grow in the face of challenges and setbacks. In the next chapter, we'll explore powerful strategies for building resilience, equipping you with the tools to face adversity with confidence and transform setbacks into opportunities for growth. Get ready to discover the strength within you as we take the next step on this transformative journey. Chapter 9: Building Mental Resilience. Imagine yourself as a mighty oak tree, standing tall amidst a raging storm. The winds howl, the rain lashes, but your roots run deep, and your trunk stands firm. This is the essence of mental resilience, the ability to withstand life's storms, to bend without breaking, and to emerge even stronger from adversity. In this chapter, we'll explore how to cultivate this vital quality and harness its power to enhance both your critical thinking and overall well-being. Mental resilience is more than just toughing it out or maintaining a stiff upper lip. It's a dynamic process that involves adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant stress. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring pain or hardship. Rather, it's the ability to acknowledge challenges, face them head-on, and find ways to grow from them. In other words, resilience allows us to not just survive but to thrive under pressure. The foundation of mental resilience lies in understanding and managing our emotions. This doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring our feelings, but rather developing emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our emotions effectively. By cultivating emotional intelligence, we can respond to challenges with clarity and purpose, rather than reacting impulsively based on raw emotion. One powerful technique for building emotional intelligence is mindfulness meditation. This practice involves focusing your attention on the present moment, acknowledging and accepting your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Regular mindfulness practice has been shown to reduce stress, improve self-awareness, and enhance emotional regulation. Taking just a few minutes each day to sit quietly and observe the flow of your thoughts can help you build the mental clarity needed to face adversity with calm and composure. Another crucial aspect of mental resilience is developing a growth mindset. This concept, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, involves the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. People with a growth mindset view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as threats to their self-image. They see failures not as reflections of their worth, but as learning experiences that help them improve and progress. Embracing a growth mindset enables us to bounce back from setbacks with renewed determination. To cultivate a growth mindset, start by reframing your self-talk. When you encounter a setback, avoid language that implies failure is permanent or defining. Instead, try to see each setback as a stepping stone. A valuable lesson that equips you with skills for future success. For instance, if you didn't achieve a goal you set, rather than thinking, "I'm just not good enough," consider saying, "This is a chance to understand what didn't work and adjust my approach." Reframing your self-talk in this way fosters resilience, helping you to persevere through difficulties. In addition to mindset and emotional awareness, building resilience requires a support network. We are social beings, and connecting with others provides emotional sustenance that strengthens our resilience. Reach out to friends, family, or mentors when you're going through a tough time. Sharing your challenges doesn't make you weak. It makes you human, and it invites others to offer encouragement, perspective, and insight. A strong support network provides a sense of belonging and reminds you that you're not facing life's challenges alone. Another effective resilience-building technique is setting small, achievable goals. When we're faced with major setbacks, the path forward can feel overwhelming. By breaking down your goals into smaller, actionable steps, you create a sense of progress and accomplishment. Each small success serves as a reminder of your capacity to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the situation may be. This approach not only builds resilience, but also enhances your confidence to face future challenges with a positive outlook. As you build resilience, remember that setbacks and challenges are often the most powerful teachers. Embrace a mindset of anti-fragility, a term coined by philosopher Nassim Nicholas Taleb, which describes systems that don't just withstand shocks but actually grow stronger from them. Think of it as a step beyond resilience, not only surviving adversity but using it as fuel for growth. An anti-fragile mindset views challenges as opportunities to become more adaptable, resourceful, and capable. Consider the life stories of people who inspire you. Chances are they faced significant hardships, failures, or challenges along their path. But instead of being defeated, they adapted, learned, and ultimately grew stronger. Building mental resilience means choosing the same path, choosing to see challenges as a part of the journey, as stepping stones to a more profound level of growth and understanding. By the end of this chapter, you should feel empowered to approach life's challenges with resilience and strength. You understand the importance of emotional intelligence, a growth mindset, supportive relationships, and setting achievable goals. You're cultivating a mindset that sees adversity not as an end, but as a beginning, an invitation to rise stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. But resilience is only one component of a well-rounded critical thinking toolkit. To truly thrive, we must learn how to manage stress effectively and keep our minds sharp, focused, and adaptable. In the next chapter, we'll explore strategies for maintaining peak mental performance, ensuring that you have the mental clarity and energy to face whatever challenges come your way. Prepare to unlock new levels of mental resilience and clarity as we continue this journey. Chapter 10: Maintaining Peak Mental Performance. Imagine your mind as a high-performance engine, capable of incredible feats when well-maintained and properly tuned. Just like a car's engine, our minds require regular care, fine-tuning, and intentional practices to perform at their best. In this chapter, we'll dive into strategies for maintaining peak mental performance, so you're prepared to meet challenges with focus, clarity, and resilience. The first key to maintaining mental sharpness is managing stress effectively. In today's fast-paced world, stress is almost unavoidable. However, how we respond to it determines its impact on our lives and mental clarity. When stress becomes chronic, it can cloud our judgment, drain our energy, and reduce our ability to think critically. Therefore, stress management is not just a wellness practice. It's a cornerstone of peak mental performance. One powerful technique for managing stress is mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR. Developed by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, MBSR is a form of mindfulness meditation that helps you bring awareness to the present moment without judgment. Practicing MBSR can reduce stress, enhance focus, and improve emotional regulation. To start, find a quiet place, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. Allow your thoughts to come and go without getting caught up in them. Even a few minutes of mindfulness practice each day can make a substantial difference in how you handle stress and maintain mental clarity. Another essential factor in mental performance is physical exercise. Exercise doesn't just strengthen the body. It also invigorates the mind. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, releases endorphins, and promotes the growth of new neurons. Regular exercise has been shown to enhance cognitive function, improve memory, and reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. Aim for a balanced exercise routine that includes cardiovascular activity, strength training, and flexibility exercises. Even something as simple as a brisk 20-minute walk each day can have profound benefits for mental performance and overall well-being. In addition to managing stress and staying active, quality sleep is essential for peak mental performance. Sleep is the time when the brain consolidates memories, processes information, and repairs itself. Without adequate rest, cognitive functions like focus, decision-making, and problem-solving suffer. Establishing a healthy sleep routine is one of the most powerful ways to support your mind. Try to maintain a consistent sleep schedule, create a calming bedtime routine, and limit screen time before bed. High-quality sleep will give you the mental clarity, energy, and resilience needed to perform at your best each day. Diet also plays a significant role in brain health and mental performance. A balanced, nutrient-rich diet fuels your brain with essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds, support cognitive function and help reduce inflammation. Leafy greens, berries, and whole grains provide a steady supply of energy and antioxidants that protect the brain from oxidative stress. Stay mindful of hydration as well. Dehydration can impair focus, memory, and mood. A well-nourished brain is a brain primed for clarity, resilience, and optimal performance. Beyond physical health, maintaining mental performance also requires nurturing your intellectual curiosity. Lifelong learning keeps the mind flexible and adaptable, sharpening critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Whether it's reading books, taking courses, learning new skills, or engaging in stimulating discussions, prioritize activities that challenge your intellect. By keeping your brain active, you strengthen its ability to learn, adapt, and tackle new challenges with creativity and insight. Finally, prioritize mental breaks and give yourself time to rest and recharge. Just as muscles need recovery after a workout, the brain benefits from regular mental breaks. Overworking can lead to burnout, mental fatigue, and reduced productivity. Build in short breaks throughout your day to reset and refresh your focus. A simple 5-minute break to stretch, walk, or practice deep breathing can do wonders for your concentration and mental stamina. By embracing these practices, stress management, regular exercise, quality sleep, a balanced diet, intellectual curiosity, and mental breaks, you're building a foundation for peak mental performance. These strategies work together to enhance focus, resilience, and clarity, allowing you to approach each day with a sharp, adaptable mind. As we close this chapter, remember that maintaining peak mental performance is an ongoing journey. The small, consistent actions you take each day add up, keeping your mind agile and ready to face life's challenges with strength and confidence. In the next chapter, we'll delve into advanced techniques for developing an authentic, purpose-driven life. These strategies will help you align your actions with your values, so you're not only thinking critically but also living with intention and meaning. Get ready to take your self-mastery to the next level as we continue this powerful journey. Chapter 11. Living with Purpose and Authenticity. Imagine a life where each action, each decision, aligns seamlessly with your core values and deepest aspirations. This is the essence of living with purpose and authenticity, leading a life that resonates with who you truly are and the vision you hold for yourself. In this chapter, we'll explore how to cultivate a purpose-driven life, one that not only reflects your values but also empowers you to make meaningful contributions to the world around you. Living with purpose begins with self-reflection. To understand what truly drives you, take time to identify your values, passions, and strengths. Reflect on questions such as, what brings me joy? What impact do I want to have on others? What do I want my legacy to be? Journaling can be a powerful tool here, as it allows you to explore your thoughts deeply and capture insights that might otherwise go unnoticed. By identifying your core values, you create a North Star that guides your decisions and keeps you focused on what matters most. Another key aspect of purpose-driven living is setting meaningful goals. While goals can motivate us, they're most powerful when they're rooted in our values and contribute to our long-term vision. Rather than setting goals based solely on external pressures or societal expectations, choose ones that resonate with your authentic self. For instance, if personal growth is important to you, you might set goals focused on learning new skills or expanding your knowledge. Goals aligned with your purpose give you a sense of fulfillment, even as you work toward them. Purposeful living also means being intentional about how you spend your time. Consider adopting the mindset that each day is an opportunity to align your actions with your purpose. Make conscious choices about what you prioritize. Say no to activities or commitments that don't align with your values, and dedicate your energy to pursuits that resonate with your long-term vision. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about consistency. Small, purposeful actions compound over time, gradually creating a life that reflects your true self. Part of living authentically involves embracing vulnerability. Being authentic means showing up as you are, with both your strengths and imperfections. It's about being honest with yourself and others, rather than hiding behind a mask of what you think others expect of you. This vulnerability fosters deeper connections, builds trust, and allows you to live more freely, without the weight of constant self-censorship. Embracing authenticity means accepting yourself fully, flaws and all, and recognizing that your unique perspective and experiences are valuable. Finally, remember that purpose is not a fixed destination. It's a journey that evolves as you grow and change. Life may present unexpected twists, new passions, or unforeseen challenges, and that's okay. Staying open to growth, embracing flexibility, and adapting as you discover more about yourself is all part of living a purpose-driven life. Purpose is not just what you accomplish, but how you approach each day, how you connect with others, and the legacy you leave behind. By embracing purpose and authenticity, you're cultivating a life that reflects your deepest values. Each day becomes an opportunity to live meaningfully, impact others positively, and move closer to the person you strive to be. As we reach the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on all you've learned. Together, we've explored critical thinking, problem solving, resilience, and purpose, all foundational elements for leading a life of depth, clarity, and meaning. Each chapter offered tools, insights, and practices designed to empower you to navigate life's challenges with confidence, make informed decisions, and cultivate an authentic, purposeful life. Remember, personal growth is an ongoing process. These skills you've developed are not just one-time lessons but practices that deepen over time. Keep challenging assumptions, seek diverse perspectives, build resilience, and strive to align your actions with your values. There will be setbacks and uncertainties, but with a critical mind and resilient spirit, you're well-equipped to turn challenges into opportunities and continue growing on your unique journey. Thank you for embarking on this transformative journey. Every step you take towards self-mastery, authenticity, and purpose brings you closer to a life that resonates with who you are at your core. Your dedication to personal growth has the potential to impact not only your life but also the lives of those around you. If you found value in this audiobook and want to keep growing and developing new skills, make sure to subscribe to Gravitas Mindset and hit the notification bell. We're here to support you with more content that empowers you to unlock your full potential. Here's to your journey. May it be filled with growth, purpose, and fulfillment.